All right, my friends, so we're gonna be learning a new trick. It's gonna be big heel. I've never landed it before, and I thought it would be, actually, I didn't think. One of you commented, what if you learned a trick for a whole month and then talked about the process? So that gave me the idea of this. I'm gonna give 20 minutes to learning this trick, and then I'm gonna talk about how I approach the process, what are some things that I'm always considering as a constant, so that I can make sure that I'm giving myself the best chance of learning a trick. So I'm not sure how many of these we're gonna film or document, I should say, but I am going to be starting today and really giving it a full 20-minute session dedicated to a big heel and seeing how I do. I wouldn't be surprised if I landed like 270 or even, you know, it rotates 200 or something like that. But the goal is to land a full, right, 360, a full big spin heel. So real quick, I kind of warmed up already, so I've already got a head start. But we're gonna start by doing front shoves. Let's do 10 front shoves, 10 front heels, and then maybe 5 big spins, right? And just to warm up that a very similar motion. And I can kind of talk about after every trick how I approach that trick, or what's the biggest thing that sticks out for me to have that trick consistently. So we're gonna start with front shoves. I think that's 8. So for me, the biggest thing I have to think about to make front pops a constant is placing my back foot between the heel and the middle and the heel side. So I push down in the middle spot between the center and the heel spot, so that when I push down, it automatically rotates 180. Because if I have it here, I have to put a bit more emphasis on throwing my foot in front of me, and I just feel like it loses some efficiency. And so I choose to just push down in that area between the center and the tail. So that's really what I'm thinking about, on top of other things like staying on the front foot and being engaged the whole time. So now I'm gonna do heel flips, 10 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, a little winded. 8, 9. Whoa. 100% for the front shoves and the heel flips. But I was already warmed up, so I kind of expected that. But I will say, for the heel flips, I'm winded. Let me take a breath. For the heel flips, something that I'm very intentional about, and it might help you, is making sure that my toes, so basically this part, is grabbing onto this edge of the board. That way I'm holding tension in the right ways, so that when I go for a flick, I'm flicking with pretty much like this part of my pinky, right? And I'm aiming to go this direction where my hip is externally rotating instead of just going forward, right? Some people have the tendency to go forward, so simply just having their foot slightly pointed to the towards the nose is gonna help them compensate for that ability. So either way, you want to make sure you're externally rotating so you can catch that corner of the nose for the heel flips. Okay, so now front bigs. This one, it comes and goes. Sometimes I have it really good, other times I don't. And oddly enough, I learned how to get these off of stairs. I still haven't really dialed them in on flat, and so we're gonna be playing around with this one. We need to land 5 only because yeah, they're pretty difficult. I don't want to spend too much time.
That would just be right here.
Yeah, it just doesn't like me. Damn, I haven't landed one. Okay, so all I did was widen the stance. That'll help for this one. I don't know. Where are you going? Stay on. Just stay on this side, so we don't get confused. All right, stay on that side. White stand. Wow, maybe. Why so far? Okay, maybe. You see, I already have a feeling that learning the front heels, I'm probably not too ready for, but we're gonna stick with the plan. Front bigs aren't feeling good. I'm not, like I said, they come and go. I still haven't figured out why exactly they wouldn't work, but we're gonna keep it going. And let me just try to land 3. How much time do we have?
7 minutes.
Okay, we're gonna land 3 only. You know, I did, the last time I was doing front bigs, it was with a wider board. Sorry, with a longer board. So I'm not sure if that has something to do with it. But that's what I'm thinking about right now. On that one, I just kind of emphasized the wind up. Let's see if doing it here helps. That was dangerous. Go. How about you can cross that way? Go that way. Go.
Oh, go? Oh, like you're gonna go in front of me?
Skate. Yeah. So, never mind. Stay there. Wow. Something that I think about when I'm doing front bigs, it's real easy to compensate and just be okay with landing on this back foot, but it's super important that you're not sacrificing the goal to land over your back, this foot, because you're here lead foot, and you should land on this one. Or at least that's kind of what I preach, and I want to follow that, even though I might get closer if I just stay on the back foot. Damn, this one's tough. Okay. if I wasn't filming, I definitely wouldn't continue trying this. But for the sake of the video, we're gonna keep it going for a bit. But it's only gonna be 20 minutes, so maybe I'm only gonna have 10 minutes to actually practice this trick. But you see, it accidentally flips, and I'm not sure why that was. So even though that's kind of heading where we want to go with a front big heel, doesn't give me that much confidence to build on top of it. Damn. That one's closer. I go this way so you can have space to go in a regular skater. So you could just stay on the side that I'm gonna land, so they can see like the intention is to land on the front foot.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So right now, end on that side. Please.
Okay.
Ready? Okay, but you see how I landed on my back foot? That's not something that I want to build on top of. But I'm hyped I landed one. So how many minutes do we have?
11.
11?
Oh.
That was like not good. I'm just putting more emphasis on the windup. And you know, maybe it's just the fact that I needed to warm up. I'm kind of thinking on top of the front shoves and the heel flips, I should have also warmed up with 180s to get that like wind up warmed up. So maybe that's something you want to consider. If you're trying big spins, warm up with a back 180. For example, if I'm doing big flips or learning them, you might want to learn with warm up with kick flips, shove its, and 180s. So all I warmed up was heel flips, front shoves, and I kind of didn't even think about the 180, which now that I landed two in a row, kind of, right? Were they in a row? Makes me think I could have just warmed up. What's up?
I don't know if they're in a row.
Oh, well, I think they're close. So we're just gonna go for the front heel, front big heel, and I'm gonna talk about like every other try. I'm gonna talk. So that's 180, 270. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if I can land it 270, but the intention is to land a full 360 spin, you know? And what I'm really thinking about is trying not to force pushing forward or even the wind up, but instead just put my back foot in the pocket right here so that it leverages that spin. Or sorry, it's allowed, how do I say this? Like to work with my wind up so that together this and the wind up can turn at 360. Because if I just pressed here, it just goes front shove. And if I do the wind up without pressing that pocket, put in the center, I'm able to go 180. So the way I would add them together with just the front big is by winding up and also pushing down at the pocket. So like here. I guess I just needed to warm up. So with the big heel, what we add is applying tension on those toes so that when I flick, when I go for the heel flip, it goes out instead of just here and misses the flick. We want to make sure we're flicking even a little bit, because if I think about tray flips or big flips, the flick is there a little bit. It's not exaggerated. And so the way I would go about learning this big heel is thinking about that. It has to be a very light touch. So as long as I hold tension, I think I'll get pretty close. Go to the side of my land. So, my left side. It like left. I was too in front of it. You can see that I jumped forward. So I'm gonna keep in mind that I just need to go up and down. Just straight, stay centered over the board. Pray for it. I feel like on that one, I was rushing the wind up. Or I was emphasizing the wind up without having that pressure on the pinky. So I'm gonna do it again. That was a little more than 270. It was like 290, like 270, 80, 90. So we're getting somewhere. Honestly, that's the closest I've ever been. What's really helping me is just trying to put those two things together, the wind up and the pop. So again, I'm not going here, or I'm not emphasizing the wind up. I'm adding, staying right over the board with the wind up and even that pop, right? Along with that tension on the toe side, so that I can get that flick. That's the closest I got it.
Yeah.
Good. That's cool, huh? Sick. How much? What?
17.
17. Okay. Like I said, we're not gonna spend too much time on it, but I kind of just wanted to give you some insight on how I would approach learning a trick and pretty much doing the whole skate math. Maybe the title can be like doing skate math. Learning? No, skate math. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe it's just gonna be learning a new trick. Yeah. But regardless, I wanted to give you some insight on it, and yeah, here we go. 5 more minutes. Or it's 17?
Yeah.
3 more minutes. Right. Oh, it's just 270. Maybe I could have also warmed up with I could even keep practicing a front 180 heels or varial heels, but we're not gonna do that. Just so I can understand that timing, right? Right here, big heel. 270. Alright, I need to go up more. Damn. I'm gonna look back at the one that I got closest to and try to study that one. I think I'm overanalyzing it. I just need to take a deep breath and combine it all at once.
One more minute.
So much emphasis on the heel went into that one. Wow. Let me try something new and use the nose as the tail. Let's see where that gets me.
30 more seconds.
Nowhere. It gets me nowhere. All right. Feeling very discouraged, but like I said, this is a new trick. I've never really even gave it so much effort, but here we are. We're gonna learn this trick, and thank you for the idea, whoever it was. Comment if it was you. Appreciate you. last try, guys. Because this one definitely, I don't want to spend any more time. Okay. Oh, you know what I was doing on the other ones? I was kicking down, like down. This one I kind of just like let it go. I actually let it go externally. Last one. This one's the last one. I don't know if that one was the closest one or the other one, because this one I actually stuck it and the other one I just formed it. What do you think would be counted as a closer one? This one or the other one?
This one.
This one? All right, one more, because I got close. I wonder if you guys can see what I meant. Like, I actually externally rotated my hip instead of just kicking down. So that's actually a really cool insight or change up.
Jeez.
Well, I feel more confident in it now. All right, until I don't get close, we're gonna give one more. I was actually excited. That makes me think how the suffering makes things worth it.
What?
Because I was like over it already.
Oh.
And then something clicked. That clicked and I was like, oh. Okay. Oh my God. That could have been it. Okay, right here, sorry. One more. That one wasn't close, honestly. That's one. I said one more already then. 10 tries. Okay.
Oy.
Alright guys, we're gonna film another one of these 20-minute sessions. Maybe we'll give it 30. And I was actually pretty, hyped with the progress. I think the biggest thing I had to keep in mind was I have to stay externally rotating instead of just kicking down on the heel. So just like a tray flip, you're not gonna do this. Sorry, you're not gonna kick down to try to tray flip, because then that's gonna happen. You're gonna flip out. So along with the spin, that flick gives an extra basically like 90 degrees that it needs. So having said that, I hope you got something out of this video, some insights, and see you in the next one.